What is going on, all-terrain nation? Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive are these Broncos that some of us get to drive. This is your all-terrain nation, and I am your host, David Boyd, alongside Miss
Kelly Boyd.
What is going on, everybody? And
not sure why I just did jazz fingers.
I don't know, man.
Jazz
it's
hands.
Exciting times. If you see things that look different, just go with these things. But what is going on? It's a holiday weekend, Kelly.
Yep.
We didn't have a Bronco, which is kind of a bummer. But that's why I got the helmet on, man. Kelly just keeps beating me over the Bronco issues, and I'm scared that
you're gonna make. You know what? You're gonna make DHS show up at our house.
I'm scared.
Because
DHS. I'm scared for my life, basically. If I don't get that Bronco here within next couple of days, that what could happen. But what is going on, everybody? Happy Memorial Day, and thank you to those who served and lost their life to defend the freedoms that we have today. I say thank you very much, and we've there we go. And once again, everything in Texas, man, that really disturbs me. That what's going on there. But after that, we're just here to talk silly.
I'll be honest, I've stayed completely disconnected from it because I just can't. I can't get.
That's right. But what is going on, everybody? Kelly, we got people in the house.
We do. We have lots of folks in the house.
Let's see who all's in this house tonight.
We have Bronco 78, Mobile Moto, Valley Dude 5000, Nurse AJ. You gotta cause trouble.
This ain't working for me. Anyways, go ahead, Kelly. I'm sorry.
You got to cause trouble because you're not the center of attention right this moment. That's what's happening. Mobile Moto says at 5:54 p.m. Eastern time on May 30th, 2022, Ford bestowed upon me a VIN number. Congratulations. Anna Smith in the house says thank you to all that have served. God bless you all. Blessed and loving my model year 22 Wild Track. Very happy. Mark
Nice.
King in the house, John Wiedemann in the house, and let's see if anybody's come in before. Nurse AJ and G. Willikers.
Well,
Honest is what the hell are you drinking?
I am on Maker's Mark tonight, sir. I got just a partial in my cup, and I got a brand new bottle sitting here waiting to be cracked open. But so we got the usuals in the house.
Yeah,
that's good. Tonight we got a couple things we want to discuss. We've got some options that we'll be losing, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be losing in 2023. We've got order banks are opening up. We'll discuss that a little bit, and whatever else you guys want to talk about on this Memorial Day weekend.
Mock E fan is in the house as well. Welcome in.
What is up, Mock E fan? And thank you for joining us. But anyways, so as you know, we might as well get this out of the way. The update on our Bronco has not been good. I did freak Kelly out the other day. And she asked, "Hey, are we going to pick up the Bronco?"
We were supposed to pick it up on Friday.
We were supposed to pick it up on Friday, and I said no. No, there's no Bronco picking up. I said they found something in the engine, and this one here
You didn't. You did. You
no,
maybe you were going to.
No, I did this to Luke.
I was gonna say you didn't do it to me.
Okay, that's right. So I did
because I might have turned around and there might have been actual domestic violence.
This probably would have needed the helmet. But
yeah,
no, that's right. I was talking to Luke when that happened.
Hey, Overlanding for Fun. Welcome in.
What is that? Andrea?
Michael Rivas. Andrea.
Thank you
so much.
Sir.
As you're traveling across Arkansas, I believe was the last I saw.
I know. He's heading home, man. He's had a big
We're going to be doing that maybe in a couple weeks.
But anyways, yeah. So
hey, Kyle, welcome in.
I freaked out. My buddy Luke with Lifestyle Off-Road about it because we're doing a trip with them in a couple weeks. And I said, yeah, it's not looking good, man. I said, they found something in the engine. And he's like, are you freaking kidding me?
And I'm sure it wasn't freaking.
Yeah, no. Anyways, and I was like, no. So the last update I
Michael
got
says
was,
can't hear you.
Let's fix this. Let's crank these things up. How about now? Can you hear me now? Hopefully,
let us know if you can hear Dave in the chat if you can.
Yeah,
I know there's about a 10 or 15 second delay.
But yeah, I'm seeing me pegging anyways. So
can hear you on my end. Bronco 78 says, "Hey, Cigar Texan, welcome in. It's been a minute.
That guy?
It's been a minute.
Who is that guy? But anyways,
John Hines, Dalton Deer, welcome in. Thank you,
guys. If you can hear me all right, the best way to let me know is by smashing that like button. So if you would do that, I greatly appreciate that. But anyway, so my last update on our Bronco was
So you called Luke?
I did. Well, Luke called me. And I said, hey, the dealership just called me. I said, let me call you back. And that's when I called and messed with him a little bit. But the last update I got was we were supposed to pick it up Friday. And they said the technician, they were really and this I don't understand why, but they were bitching
We
about
should have taken it to the other dealership downtown. Just saying.
they were upset at the Lifestyle Off-Road front skid plate. And he was like, yeah, man, that really makes it a difficult thing to change the oil. And I was like, okay. And just my mind wasn't right. And I called Luke back and he's like, it doesn't even block anything about the oil. He goes, what are they? It just sounded like a technician that didn't like working on off-road vehicles, what it sounds like. And, that's our luck.
And it's been a mall crawler, people.
Yes. And so.
Hey, Jeffrey Babb, welcome in. Da Vinci, Rohan Zala. Man, lots of people coming in at once.
Well,
sorry.
it's a weekend. It's a long weekend. They're probably ready to wind down. But so he was fussing about doing the oil change in this thing, which kind of pissed me off. I was just like, and then I asked him about the tire rotation. And I said, hey, and I can do these things myself, but they had it in the shop. Why not have them do it? And he's like, yeah, we'll get that done for you. And I said, that's all 5 tires, right? Oh, no, we only do 4. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you have a 5th tire up there that you can't seem to, and you have to, according to Overlanding for Fun video, you have to have a special tool to, well, not special, I guess, but a tool to code the
hey,
TPMS valve to activate. And
so the last thing we want to do is rotate it in ourselves, and then have to deal with it.
Yeah, and deal with
on
that.
The road.
So, anyways, I can't believe the Ford dealerships doesn't know anything about a 5th tire, how to rotate that. But then he said, hey, so our technician got a hold of us and he wants to order a new nut for the pinion. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, they don't want to use the old nut. And I was not thinking properly.
The old bolt or the old nut?
The nut that screws on to the pinion itself.
Oh, okay.
Holds it all together. And at first I was really pissed off. I was like, are you? And I didn't tell the guy this because you got to be nice to these people or else they can just
kill him with kindness.
He knows the situation we're in, so he could really make it difficult for me to get my Bronco back on time.
And little did we know we have one dedicated technician. So that is part of what has been delayed because our technician has been out of town or something. No.
That wasn't the service rider.
Service rider. Yeah, you have a specific service rider that does it, I guess. And so...
And so, yeah. So
welcome in, Andy. Thank you for that super chat. He says you're an old nut.
Thank you. I am an old nut. But so he, sorry. All right. Sorry. I was checking to make sure our volume was right. So the guy explains to me, he's like, yes, part of the replaced, I believe they replaced the pinion seal. I don't think they replaced the bearing, but part of replacing the seal was, he said, the technician wants to put the new nut back on there and just feels more comfortable with it. And I'm thinking to myself, just because I'm mad and like anything, it seems like can happen at this point in our,
and we're on a time constraint.
Yeah. At this point in our preparing of a trip, it seems to be happening. And I was just like, okay, whatever. He's like, I promise you, we will have it to you by Tuesday. So hopefully Tuesday we get our Bronco.
We said promise. Did you hear promise?
Loosely. You use promise and loosely with dealerships, but so part of it was, and I talked to Luke afterwards, and Luke reassured me, and this did make me feel better because I wasn't thinking clearly. He was like, look, they're having seal issues. Probably there's something about that nut it's not
hitting where they want it to.
It's not cranking down to what they needed it to, or from the factory, they didn't torque it properly. So he was like, let him put the new nut on there. He goes, I promise you're going to be happy. And after thinking, because it is, at the time you hear this kind of crap, you're just like, you don't think clearly. You're just mad. You're like, I want my toy back. The 5-year-old in me comes out. I want my car back. But so after that, he said, that's the last thing to do is basically put the nut back on it, bolt up the front drive shaft, and you're good to go. Come pick it up Tuesday. So as long as everything's shipped, however it works. I covered this shit for a living and don't even seem to understand now because of COVID and all this crap what is all going on. So the stressful, you can hear it tonight, the stress in me that is
welcome in, Eric.
That is excited.
Yes.
Is maybe Tuesday. And we have to then prepare the vehicle.
Yeah.
Because I've got some things I've got to do to it. I've got a couple touches to finish up.
With that being said, like all preparations aside, I'll be really honest. Like we talked about this a little bit last week, is like, how comfortable are you that they found the true issue and we are not going to get stuck somewhere?
How comfortable
are you?
Oh, I'm fine with it. I mean, here's the thing. Would it suck for us to be in the middle of Kansas and this thing, something screw up? Yes, ultimately, because the middle
I'm taking my work computer, by the way.
Yes, the middle of Kansas is the middle of Kansas. There's nothing there. But as somebody who accused us of being clickbaity once said, it would be a story. And now, while trust me,
I don't want this story to tell.
No. Trust me, ad revenue is way down for YouTubers across the board. It's for especially automotive.
It would be a $20 story.
Yes, but that $20 might be worth it. It might buy me a bottle out there that I could drink my sorrows away. But I'm not honestly, I'm not too concerned about it.
Because I'll be honest, because I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah.
I'm a bit nervous. I don't know if I'm nervous that we'll get to Moab and then it's gonna break there. And knowing that we're in the middle of Moab and there's no parts.
Miss.
No, I'm just saying that there's no, like, it's so difficult to get parts in because it's in the middle of nowhere. So I'm just being real.
Yeah.
You know, welcome in, DR. Brew John.
If you guys we will get your questions in just a minute in your comments. But
and Bistro.
Oh, Cigar Texan is coming in strong tonight. Thank you so much, man.
Yes. Thank you for the super chat. And yes, absolutely. I'm going to share that one.
Yes, definitely. But I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. I've replaced these pinion seals. I did it in the Xterra that we had. It's not the end of the world.
No, I'm just I'm asking you from your experience. From obviously you didn't get under there because it's under warranty, so we're not gonna mess with that. We're gonna let the dealer do their thing.
Right.
How comfortable are you with that having been the resolution of what you heard, what we felt in it? How confident are you that that's what the problem was?
So, the differential it holds. I don't know, maybe 2 quarts of oil. I'm not sure on this particular model how much it holds, but so we saw it. I think you even got on there, saw a little bit of it was everywhere, but it wasn't dripping it wasn't on our pavement. And that truck does sit for many hours.
So we should have seen it.
So if it leaked a lot out, I would be more concerned. Now, maybe it wasn't going to just leak by sitting there. Maybe it was leaking. It was when the pinion is spinning. That's when it's causing it to leak.
Pressure or something.
Well, yeah, just causing fluid to be the pressure inside that to push it out. I don't know on that. So, I don't know how much fluid it did leak. We did notice that the clicking was getting louder. And they reassured me that clicking sound was due to low fluid. That's what we were hearing was a little bit of that. Now, does over time, does that damage anything? Who's to say? Now, hopefully we get to Moab, nothing happens, we enjoy our trip, because that's 4,000 miles we're about to put on this vehicle real quick.
That's my concern.
No, I know, but so I really personally, I don't think anything of it. I mean, if you worry about every time I worry more when I do work than when somebody else does work on a vehicle, and that's the truth. If I put a lift on a vehicle, I now hear every squeak. I'm concerned about every squeak. When the dealership does it, it's just, out of sight, out of mind. So that's where we are with our Bronco, Kelly. We do have to, hopefully we get it Tuesday. Now, funny thing is, and we've gotten some just nasty comments lately on some of our videos of like, man, I thought you were a real off-roader, this and that. And I was like, I'm like, look, guys, I love to off-road, but I'm also a person in the community. I coach 13U softball, which takes up a big chunk of our time. Also umpire softball.
He's a glutton for punishment.
Yes, I am. I just love the sport. I love the girls having fun. But this is a 40-hour-a-week job on top of my 45-hour-a-week job. And then that leaves me really, so this week, Wednesday is the only day I do not have anything going on.
Yeah.
So I've got to, I wanted to get, there was something, the GRMS radio, I need to run the cable in. It's all hooked up, or it's all ran. I just need to do the final hookups because we ran out of time when we were going to Supercell to get all that finalized. So it was just sitting in there. As far as that, what else was there? There was something else. Oh, I need to get the Bronc Buster installed on it.
Yes,
but
we do.
That's
quick and easy.
Yeah, that won't take any time. I'm not worried about the seal right now. According to Tyler, he thinks the seal is really necessary when you start adding larger tires. I'm not really worried about that right now. If it breaks, it's a factory issue, then it's not my issue. Once again, we're so far away from home, I would hate to worry about that. But then also, guys, my mother is on her deathbed, and I don't say this lightly, and I don't say this for any kind of sympathy. I've had the past 3 months, I've had a lot on my plate, and we've had plans to, we did Supercell. Trust me, my mom was in the hospital during all that. And she's just slowly going downhill, and she's basically on a ventilator right now. So, once again, I'm not saying this for sympathy. I'm just saying my life is a mess right now, and we're trying to get content out every day. I finished up a Raptor video today that'll launch tomorrow. We were hoping to get a Jeep video done this weekend, but that didn't happen. So anyways, guys, just bear with us. Moab is going to be special for us. It's our first off-roading trip with the Bronco. So you will see lots of off-road content.
But to piggyback that for what you said about your mom, like if something happens, obviously, you know, that trip may have to be put on hold. So if you hear us say we had to put it on hold, you know that it was something completely beyond our control. It's not us going, oh, we're telling stories and then we're going to not go. And because trust me, I wasn't excited about forking out like our half of the Airbnb this week, sending that money off. So we're all in financially on it, unless life gets in the way.
That is true. So there is the recap of All Terrain Nation's
craziness,
crazy town. But oh man, 23s, Kelly. 23s. And I've got a WTF video coming up too. Our buddy Cole has been gathering up lots of people getting builds before a lot of you. And that's why I put in the poll. I was kind of curious where you guys were at with the when did you kind of do your reservation and stuff, because there's a lot of people day 1 through 5s who have yet to sniff a VIN. And well, there's a lot of people that didn't even do reservations and just buying them, and not buying them overly. Like they're not, I'm talking MSRP. So you guys do have a good WTF video we're working on as well for that. But 23s, we talked a little bit about this last stream, that what did we think color wise might come. They're going to do some new colors on this, but they're probably going to lose some options, Kelly. And I'm going to bring this up because I think this deserves being talked about a little bit, because I don't think it's completely the whole story. So this comes courtesy from Bronco Nation, and we'll get it right up here so you can see it. Bronco Nation 2022 Bronco navigation removal. That's right. Remember a couple months ago when Ford said we're not removing anything? No removals, Kelly. And what do we got going on here?
So this article, I recommend you. I mean, it's a quick article. It's not very long. I do recommend just taking a look at it if you're still waiting on your vehicle. Now, the way that this is written, it is not going to affect those that have ordered a vehicle. This is only going to affect those that are dealer stock orders. Okay. So you shouldn't be impacted if you have these features in your vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh crap. Sorry. Took everything I had not to cuss there.
That's my job.
Right. So as you're reading here, so May 30th, beginning May 30th, so that's dealer today. Stock orders. Oh, I don't even know what day it is. I just keep on trucking. I
happened to look down at the calendar.
Oh, it sure is. So today, dealer stock orders are going to be built without the connected navigation and connected built-in navigation. So if you were waiting to place an order and decide to take a dealer stock with a date of today or later, then you are not going to get these navigational features. But customer retail orders are still going to get those. They're not affected at this time. So notice that bolding there, not at this time.
Right here. Let's highlight this right here. At this time. And generally when at this time means goodbye, because at this time means, and this is going to piss a lot of people off, but it is what it is. This is Ford just trying to make the best of a situation. They're trying to minimize. They want to get Broncos out. They need to minimize features that, honestly, the navigation to me, I could give two rat's asses about. It worked okay. It was fine
until you're in an area where it.
But I've got ways. I've got. Yes, I mean, but I have.
We've talked about this. Like when we went to the mud bog, we didn't have cell coverage.
Right.
So like it was taking everything we could to try to figure out how we were supposed to get out of where we were. So there are pluses and minuses to the navigation.
Yes, of course.
In some situations, we just generally don't find our place, or we don't find our way into areas where we don't typically have cell coverage.
Right. And so I think for 23 with the order banks opening up here soon that I think this feature is gone. Yeah. I really do. I think that no more navigation, and which is also a killer because remember when Ford, I've mentioned this many times here recently. Remember when Ford said off-road trails? We're going to get off-road trail maps and all that.
No. Well, and it's funny you say that because that's actually mentioned a little bit later on, but we'll get to that in just a second. Okay. So the things that you're going to lose in your dealer orders on the mid package are your 90-day trial, your pinch to zoom capability, live traffic, predictive destinations and route guidance, one box search, embedded voice, future. Now, this is the kicker for me. Future use of the Ford Pass performance app. Okay. So the Ford Pass performance app that's coming, you can kick that goodbye if you're a dealer stock.
Yeah.
So that is effective to both the mid package and the Lux package. Okay. So it was available on mid and high packages, but it was standard on the Lux package that was in there. So before we get to the bottom, on the Lux package or the available mid and high packages are going to be losing the 3-year trial and subscription navigation and the same pinch to zoom, live traffic, predictive, one box, embedded voice. Again, that future use of that Ford Pass app that they're expecting to launch later this year.
Because I'm assuming some of that also has to do with the 4G service. So
I'm sure.
Does that also mean I wonder if we'll lose updates on air updates or over air updates?
That'll be interesting. That'll be yet to see because they're saying that this app is actually expected to come a little bit later on this year.
Okay.
So they're expected to see it later this year, but yet dealer stock orders aren't even going to get a chance to see it built today and later.
Right.
So as you were mentioning, talking about the trails and all of that. So says some people aren't affected by this, right? Because they've already figured out the trail tools like the Gaia or the Onyx.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean,
which our buddy Luke has shown it works on the screen. You can make that work on the screen with the app. So it's not a big deal.
So that's crazy. So, I mean, there's different ways to kind of make it through. Yeah. And like Dave's highlighting right now, what are you losing by losing that chip? Oh, you're gaining a credit of $50 on your MSRP for your mid package or $695. Oh, I'm sorry. And $695 for the connected. So,
which I'm sure, nitrogen in somebody's tires is going to make up the difference with that, that's just how it works. But, so guys in the comments, where are you at with this? It's a little upsetting. I think it's a twofold thing for Ford. I think as far as their trail maps, it's an easy way for them to go, well, let's just scrap that. We can't really get that done anyways. And also I think it's a commodity issue. I think that, they're doing the best they can. Like I said just a minute ago, I would have in 20, when I was like, hey, there's going to be some issues for 21, I would have never predicted we're going to get into 23 and this is still problems. I would have thought, oh, it's going to kick back in. They will eventually get their stuff going. Honest, dude, I didn't catch
thank you
that,
so
man.
much.
Dude, you guys are always way too kind for us, man. We greatly appreciate that.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Always freak me out with that. But it just bums me out because with like our poll, there's people been waiting for 21s. We were promised 21s, and I hate hearing people go, I've been waiting 9,000 days for my Bronco.
And thank you, Dirk Connor, for that super chat too. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Because none of us have been. The first time we could order was January of 21, so we've not been waiting.
So people are, and I know you're in the forums, but we're not in the same forums together. Sometimes not forums, but Facebook groups. I mean, they might as well be forums these days, but people have started like attacking people like after my 600 and something odd day wait. And they're like, have you really been waiting 600 and something odd days? Or is that when you put your reservation in? So people are starting to get on top of them.
If they had navigation, they would know how.
I know, it would navigate them through the calendar.
That's right. But Ford took that away. That's why they're all screwed up, Kelly. They don't have navigation, so they don't know how to navigate Facebook. But no, seriously, I think this feature's gone. I think, and honestly, I think navigation in a lot of vehicles time has come. It's it's I know there's a generation, probably my generation up, that like that feature. You know, the TomTom generation or whatever, little box they had to put in their car. But a lot of people with phone technology and like
well, before you go there, like DR says, I use the
sorry, I didn't see it up there.
Did I not just tell him wait before you go there? Did I not? You guys see what I have to deal with here? You can go back to Andy in a second.
Right.
So, like DR says, I use my nav in my Mustang all the time because my cell service here where I live is crap, but nav is good. Was looking forward to the nav on my Bronco. I hope they keep it for existing orders. So, like, we take it for granted because we live in city.
Yeah.
We have cell coverage everywhere in everything we do. So you have to remember that not everybody has the good cell coverage and everything else like we do. So sometimes I think we get a little tunnel vision when it comes to that because we live in town and everything we do is in town.
And remember, these are always my opinions too on these things. It's never the truth.
You know what they say about opinions.
That's right. But where was Andy? Andy had a good.
Now you can go to Andy.
There it goes. Andy says navigation has significant dead zones, and Andy would know because Andy is a over the road trucker. So, I mean, I definitely get it. And there's always for us. Kelly loves maps. I make maps, but Kelly likes to. Kelly, there was a time when we were going to the Ocoee River on the other side of Chattanooga from us. We were going to do some whitewater rafting. And did we miss a turn? There was something.
It was construction.
That's right.
That like shut down
at night.
Where we were.
Kelly's flipping over. What's the Rand McNally map or whatever it was called?
No, I was a AAA member and I had my like map. And so I like opened my map all up and I was looking. I was like, I think we're right here. Okay. I think we can go based on this. We can take a right here, get off the interstate, and we can go down here. And then, just follow. And our buddy's in the back seat. His childhood buddy has VZ Navigator.
Early version
of VZ Navigator. And he's
7.
like,
this got to be 6
yeah,
or
probably. And he goes,
he flips the phone open.
He flips the phone open. He starts looking. He's like, no. And I was like, I got this.
She got so mad.
We don't need this stupid technology.
But yeah, so I get it. And especially if you're going to places, it wouldn't hurt, I guess, to have a backup of a old map with you. That's what you have the covers in the back of these Broncos for. Shove a map back there. But I for one though, with 23 orders coming up soon.
Oh, Andy said specifically the Bronco nav is not great everywhere. Not great everywhere where he goes.
Okay. But I think for 23 it's just done. And I'm gonna pull this if I can. Sorry, the cuckoo-ness there. Find my
Overlanding for fun told me to smack you.
Okay. Anyway. Kelly's entertain our guests as I'm trying to find what happened.
Brent, welcome in. Says, oh my God, MapQuest. Printout directions were awesome.
Oh my God.
They were. We were actually joking about that last night. What were we? Oh, we were watching Top Gun. What was it, Saturday night? And I said, how do you know how to get there? He printed out the MapQuest directions on his motorcycle to get him there or something.
All right, so let's pop this up.
Welcome back from Moab pavement ends now.
Yeah, man. You lucky dog. Be there. So this is on Bronco 6G. It came from the administrator over there, which is one of 100 people. But they're part of Ford Authority. They generally know kind of what's going on. So it says earlier this week, we revealed the 2023 model year Bronco order banks opening date of 8/16/22. Now mark your calendars on that one, 8/16/22, because I kind of feel like that might be off just a little bit. And why I think that is, and this is just speculation right from the get-go. I'm going to let you know this is speculation. Kelly, the Dream Cruise is August 20th. Now, last year they released the new colors at the Dream Cruise.
Yes,
now,
they
whether
did.
they do that again this year, I do not know. I think it made sense for Ford last year because we were still kind of COVID. Like travel was still a little bit iffy for some of the major people like that. So it probably made sense that they could do it there. Whether they do it there every year, I doubt it. But it was the 20th of when they did that last year. So kind of makes sense. But the order banks for last year didn't open up till what was it, October? No, it was, I forget when it was 20. I think it was October 20th because it was
so they had to have had an order by the beginning of October Remember, because they were saying if you don't get an order by the beginning of October, switch your order or reconfirm your order.
But there was that weird thing. Remember, it was after they had announced the color changes. We were looking, and the date had already passed. Like Ford released a press release, and it was like 3 days past the date change. There was something strange.
Yeah, I don't remember. There was something weird.
But anyway, so last year, remember, 21s were going to be built all the way to December. Well, this year they're going to be built all the way into November. Now and I think next year that for 24, I think it's going to be into October, and I think they're just slowly trying to get it back to where it normally would be.
Yeah, because in traditional years with all manufacturers, the next model year typically comes out in like September.
Yeah, so they start building in August, but September. Yeah. So according to this, it says 9/22/22, the 23 scheduling begins, and job 1, which is when they kick off the new model year, is going to be November 14th, 22. So I think by now, if you've not received a VIN, I think it's pretty slim that you get a VIN by now. And I hate to
or at least a build date.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news for that. Or I guess,
build date, not VIN.
Build. Yes, I'm sorry. But I think that the constraints they're having right now, there was somebody I saw in the comments a little bit ago said something about that there was built in January and they still haven't seen it.
Yeah, 5 months.
And I think they're slowly trying to get those out. But at the same time, it's a head scratcher. If you're building new Broncos that people are getting, why not prioritize getting those other ones out? Because it's probably a 21 too.
I feel like it's the same conversation we have every week.
Well,
in regard to that,
it's because it doesn't make sense.
I know it does. We keep scratching our heads over it just because to your point, it doesn't make sense. Why? Bless them. Why you have Raptors rolling off the line when you've got day one reservation holders that are still waiting on their vehicles. Now, if it's a Raptor for a day one reservation holder, more power to it.
Yeah.
But if it's a Raptor rolling off the line for dealer allocation, that's where I have an issue with it.
Yeah, that's a tough one, and I still have problems with the Raptor. Like that should have been a 23.
Yeah,
they should have realized the shitstorm that they had in their hands. Obviously, once again, I have to say this because it was not caused by Ford directly. The pandemic did have a big hand in all the issues because, as we all learned, a lot of you guys that listened didn't realize how many microchips were in this stuff. I didn't realize how many when it came down to it.
I'll be honest, I didn't realize there was one. I mean, why I didn't realize, but part of the tow package that there was a microchip in it that, I mean, why wouldn't there be? But at the same point, you don't think about it. Yeah. Like, I just think I'm going to plug in my trailer hitch connection and we're going to roll.
Yeah. Plug and play and it's all good to go. But so 23s, where you guys at in the comments, man? Do you think that if you have not received your a build date just yet, do you think you're going to see one this year? Because I really think it's about shut down.
I think it's close.
It's getting to be where it's every other week. It seems like Bronco scheduling's on hold. I mean, it's almost every other week. So that means they're building, maybe 3,000 a week, and then they can't build anymore for another 2 weeks. Does that sound? I mean,
say that again. I was reading Tim's comment. I'm sorry.
Roughly we'll say 500 a day is what roughly we're going to say.
Is that what the number is?
No, we're just throwing a number out there. So 500 a day, 5 times 5, it's what? 2,500. And I'm sure it's more than that. It probably really is about 3,000 with 2 shifts. That's with how many days, technically we have left. We'll say this is basically the 1st of June. So June, July, August, September, October, November.
What is that? 6 months?
Might as well take
November out because you're starting mid-November.
So we'll say 5 months.
5 months. We'll just say 4 weeks, just because that's the easy number. Yeah. So 4 weeks times 2,500, or 4 weeks times 6 is 24. 24 times 24, or 24 times 2,400. You're talking about 57,000 vehicles.
Yeah. So
give or take.
I don't know, man. I'm just, it's a little concerning. And guys, once again, let us know in the comments where you at with this. What is going on as far as Dirk's talking about Everglades? That's another one that for some reason Ford just seemed to forget about. Like, oh, we got Everglades and Raptor coming. We're going to launch these together. It's going to be super exciting. Looks cool. I looked at the Everglades. I thought it was a pretty nice little model. That stupid tailgate that I want so bad on that thing, we can't get. It's not an option yet for to buy separately. But they they've just got a mess on their hands, and I'm glad that they stopped taking orders. I think for what needs to happen with order banks, Ford needs to say, look, we're prioritizing order banks when we open those up are only for existing reservation holders, and that's it. Sorry, dealers. It's only for reservations, and you say within the first 4 months of reservations. I mean, there it needs to be a cutoff to that,
Right.
But we're prioritizing to get these out because it will be now. I was making fun of the 500 days or whatever. You will start getting into that, and GM's not having this kind of problem with the C8 Corvette. Now, granted, the Corvette's not a high volume vehicle like Bronco is, but I mean, there's a wait list to get a Corvette. But guess what? It's a year long, and those people know it. When they did their reservation, they knew, okay, I'm not going to see this thing for another year. Ford just seemed to keep. I did this way back in December 20. I was bitching about this stuff. One of our breakout videos, one of my WTF videos, was talking about why are they continuing to take orders, and they couldn't even at the time get their build and price out.
So with that being said, do you think so? Like you said, GM doesn't have the issue. People know that they're reserving. It's going to be a year at least for their vehicle. Is it because is it because the Vet is an established vehicle that they know this is just how the Corvettes go, and their dealers have been educated because this is just how it's always been? Or do you think that GM has communicated better with their dealers than Ford has with their dealers?
I will say it's probably twofold. For one, Vet is a high-end vehicle. It doesn't. They're not building 400,000 of those a year.
Right.
So there is an expectation of, hey, there's only one plant that builds it. It's right now slow and steady. Hell, they had that tornado came through and destroyed a bunch of Vets this past last fall, I think, something like that. But I think with Vet, it works in their favor is because generally Vets have specialized salespeople for those cars. They don't. I mean, any salesperson can sell that, but there is
Ford should have.
Right. And Ford wants dealers to have. They want a specialized Bronco. Remember, they showed dealerships at one time. Oh, this is what we want. But I think the realistic part about that right now is dealers can't afford to do that kind of stuff. So whether that happens, who knows?
NDM84 says, my dealership called me today to come in and put in an order for the Bronco Raptor only to have my dreams crushed by charging over MSRP, even though he has a signed paper that says they're not going to charge over MSRP.
Where did I read this today? Maybe he posted this on Facebook or somewhere, because I think I read something about this. For one, why dealers are trying to get people to come in and put money down for something they can't order, and not even close to being able to order.
Right.
That's dirty business. Like, badly. That's dirty business.
So unless it's one of their allocations where someone fell out of.
No, but if it's
their order's already in.
If it's the story I read.
He says he did.
Okay. So from what I read about it was they still told him it was going to be a 23.
Oh.
So I would just, that's dirty dealings right there. And hopefully with the order banks opening up too, a lot of you guys should be educated enough now to know that you can move your reservations. And I damn sure would be moving my reservation like crazy away from a dealer like that. And I would rather do business. And guys, I don't get anything from Mitchell, but I've talked to Mitchell a handful of times. I spent some time privately with Mitchell at Super Celebration East. He seems like the guy that I talked to on here. When I talked to him in person, he didn't seem like any kind of a guy that's just going to bullshit me. I would rather move my order to somebody like that, or I'm sure there's a dozen of great dealers just like him. I would rather move there, knowing I may have to wait longer, but at least the guy's going to be honest with me when it comes time to do business than dealing with some of these just shitty dealers. And I hate to be angry like that, but I gave it early in the pandemic. I gave it up to dealers and going, hey, I understand the $5,000 markups because they're hurting, and they were hurting. But by now you should have adjusted your business practices. You've probably laid off some of those employees that you probably didn't need around. So you should be mean, clean fighting machine. Like, you should just be ready to, but you know what I mean?
I know.
And now we've got inflation coming up, and damn sure dealers are the first to realize when that money's not coming in. We don't need all these people. I know with our Ford dealership, they were talking, they're having problems with employees, just getting employees. So I can't believe that they got all these dealers have a lot of mouths to feed right now.
I can see that.
So $5,000, I'm still not cool with a $5,000 markup, but if they could get it for you, I'd be like, okay, it's the price to do business. You're getting into 10, 20, 30 grand for especially a Raptor. No way in hell I would do that. And it's, I don't know how. There needs to be some lawsuits about something. I think for dealers have been very protected with the money they send to DC to keep their way of doing business going. I think there needs to be some kind of a voice within the community. Somebody needs to fall on the sword and say, look, dealers are there. We need a direct sales is what we need. We need to use the dealerships as a service bay, and it's going to cripple that industry for a couple of years. If they were to shut it all off now, it would be devastating for a couple of years. It would basically be like what 9 happened to GM, where GM they sacrificed, I want to say 40% of their dealers. They sacrificed them, got rid of them. But guess what? They came back probably better than they were to begin with. So I don't know, Kelly. I get pissed off every time I think about this subject, and I feel guilty that we have ours.
Yeah.
Even though we were a day 3 reservation, it just so happened to work out for us. But some of our friends on the show who have been waiting forever, it's just not right.
It's not. And like NDM says, 84, I wouldn't even do it $1 over MSRP. And I get that because because it was agreed upon. It was what, like whatever happened to the handshake. The handshake happened,
The handshake. Yeah. Well, you do shake.
The handshake agreement. Oh my God. You see what I have to deal with, you guys? I can't even talk. Can't even talk unless it's his conversation to have. See how this happened?
Go ahead, Kelly. I'm sorry.
Bye, guys.
Go ahead.
Can I talk now? Does that work? Right. Like Anna said, it was old school. Your word mattered. It didn't have to be paper. It didn't have to be, but now we're having to prove what it is, what we did. And then when you're doing that, they're still going, oh, nope. But it doesn't matter. We're going back on that. Sorry, we can't do it anymore. And yeah, like all the little add-on crap that they all like to do too. Someone had mentioned something about like doc fees and
here we go. Okay.
Pure profit. Yeah.
There's Mr. NDM's I didn't read it here, but I read this on Facebook, so I want to say. So there we go. There is, and we'll throw the link up if you guys want to read his story there. But this is kind of a little bit of it there, Kelly. It says his brother and I were on a list to order a Bronco Raptor since September of 21. Now, I don't know if your dealers promised you or what that was. Did not make it for the 22 model year, but the dealership called him today and to make a reservation for 23. Now he posted this today as well, so this is pretty current story. They were going to order it as a 22, and then later we can update it as a 23 option. NDM, you have 2033 option comes out, so that's probably more accurate though, honestly. Yeah. But that's nuts to begin with. But it was going to be a 10K markup, which was reduced from 20K, and him and his brother walked away. Yeah, and he has assigned. It says he has assigned. All right, stupid thing. Quit that. But anyway, it says he has assigned.
Click over there.
There we go. Thank you. Had a signed deal saying they would only, pay MSRP, which is that's freaking ridiculous, man. That shit pisses me off to no end, just to no end. But I'll throw this link over here, guys, in the story, and we'll go from there. So if you guys want to read this. If I did it right.
You did. It's going.
Okay.
It just takes a minute.
Well, I accidentally hit Let me do that again, just in case it.
Oh, because you added that extra.
Yeah.
Now go ahead and do it. Facebook doesn't like it ever. There you go.
Facebook stinks, anyways. All right, there's the link to that. Kelly, what have they been talking about in the chats, man?
I'm checking out.
So
I'm catching up now.
Brent Berriman says, "I love my dealership. They are lost as frustrated with Ford as their customers are."
And I'm sure that's the case. And I will say that when we talked about this last week, but when you took it in and actually dropped it off, the guy was like, "Oh, I really like that. Have you seen the new soft tops for the Broncos?" And Dave was like,
and this is before he knew I was an auto journalist.
Yeah, he's like, you mean the best top? And he's like, no, this is a Ford soft top.
Yeah, it's a Ford factory top.
And talking about the fastback on it, like to their point, they have to know a lot of different vehicles. So I get it. You have to know a lot about a lot of different vehicles, but I would think that maybe you might want to know a little bit more about like the hottest thing out there right now.
We've experienced that at multiple dealers.
We have.
It's not exclusive, but yeah, I was blown away by the guy who was trying to sell me on the fact that the
thank you NDM84 by the way for that super chat.
Yes,
appreciate you.
Thank you so much for that. But he was blown away that he trying to tell me like, oh no, it's a new fastback soft top that Ford's doing, and I was like, oh my god. And then he was wrong about like 4 other things, and I was like, this is the point of front house I'm giving my vehicle to so you can fix it. Now, granted, service writers aren't mechanics. They're not even salesmen. They're in some dead zone of like, I don't know where in the dealership categories. Like there's service writers, mechanics, the janitor, and then maybe general manager. I don't know how the system is of where they are at in it, but they don't know anything. But I am always amazed that our salesperson was very, very knowledgeable in the Bronco.
Yes.
But past that, I think they had one specialist.
And the guy that sat next to him.
They had one specialist.
Not the guy that was trying to sell our Bronco up from under us. The other side.
But he was pretty knowledgeable, and past that, they don't know. And it comes down to what we were talking about with with the vet.
Yeah.
Vet has specialty people that handle that vehicle because it is a high expensive vehicle. But Ford needs to somewhat do that with Bronco. Basically, probably their off-road. They need to have an off-road a department. Basically, like they specialize in this, and maybe they do like Hummer did. They have to have a little off-road course, and the dealers have to literally be able to drive you through the course and explain what the vehicle's doing. Maybe that would make a better salesperson. I don't know. But India, man, your story that kind of sucks, and I'm gonna read it. And I might do a video on that because that's pretty BS-y. But anyways, I've got a WTF video. Cole's gonna kill me if I don't finish. So Cole's been feeding me all kinds of good information about the issues he's having, and it is a WTF for sure. But what
Mike Peck, congratulations, just got his wild track today. Order day 2.
Nice, congratulations, man. That is awesome. That is very awesome. Overlanding for Fun keeps going on. Oh, I'm sorry. He keeps mentioning Mitchell. That Mitchell in this video today.
You see, he wants a producer, and then when I produce, he wants to produce.
Sorry.
See how this works?
But overall, we got you, Tim. I know. I haven't watched that Mitchell video yet, but it sounds like I need to. All right, Kelly, go back to your thing.
Jonathan has a good point. They should offer abandoned orders to those who are waiting on an order. So,
I've
heard a lot of. I won't say a lot of dealers, but I have heard around the Book of Faces that there are several dealers that are offering that say they absolutely will be offering to the next in line, but apparently Dave has an article he's going to show us about that. I want to
find the original link to this because this is a dumb one. I don't think this is the original link because it was one of them clickbaity sites. Let's see if I can find it here. I apologize. Oh, that's way old. That's way old. We'll just go with this one. We'll go with this, and I don't think this is the original page, but we're gonna throw this up here. This is hilarious to me because this is about as clickbaity as you can get. Thousands of Bronco orders are piling up in Detroit lots as buyers abandon their orders.
Oh, talk about clickbait.
Yeah, that's all we need to read from this right there. Is that's the dumbest thing I've read in a long time. They're piling up because people are abandoning them. No, they're piling up because Ford is building them and can't ship them due to part constraints. If you guys, everybody in this chat that's been waiting for one, if they knew that they were just sitting there ready to be sold, do you not think those would have been picked up really quickly?
People would have showed up. Like somebody mentioned earlier, it was like their dealership is directly across the street from MAP and just wants their Bronco. So it's like they showed up at MAP and gone, hey, excuse me, can I please have my Bronco? Like, really?
But let's I want you to read a little bit into this one.
You totally just gave this a click.
I know, that's all right. They'll pay for it. But can you read just a little bit of this?
Yeah. So when we saw the Ford shipped over 13,000 Broncos in April, we were ecstatic. The bad news is that as the wait continues, many buyers are abandoning their orders. Thousands are piling up in empty lots in and around Wayne, Michigan, where it is manufactured. So what exactly is going on? What is holding up the Bronco orders now? So you're talking about two totally different things. What is holding up the Bronco orders? But yet
I'm not a good writer by any means. I'm not a good speaker half the time, but this is so poorly written.
You literally in one sentence says, this is what my clickbait title is. And then you went, this is not what my clickbait title is.
My English professor in college would have I would have done this in college. I would have wrote as poorly as this and they would have ripped me up for this shit.
So let's say, okay, so what is holding up Bronco orders now? It's an old issue that we thought was improving. Rather, it appears to be deteriorating. We're discussing the microchip shortage. It's not going away. It appears to be wreaking havoc on Bronco structures. Bronco forums are flooded with sightings of the SUVs as far as the eye can see. Some have been sitting around its Michigan assembly plant since January. Since buyers were notified by dealers of their Broncos assembly date completion, delivery dates have been pushed back several times, and they still have no idea when they'll get theirs. So you just told me there's a whole bunch of people waiting on their Broncos, but yet you told me that none of them people are canceling their orders.
Mm-hmm.
What a crappy article.
Yeah, I read this earlier and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? But this is clickbait. You know, I get accused of clickbait because one time I was accused because I used brightly colored letters in my thumbnails. I'm like, okay, but that same person, that same dumbass that says that to me will be all over this article, reading this up and down, sharing it 400 places all over social media, acting like this is the word of God. But then I get shit on for having a brightly colored thumbnail. With maybe sometimes the other day I was getting trashed because I had my face, oh my gosh, face. My Home Alone face, which trust me, this is another tangent, but trust me, I've done those thumbnails without it and I can see the traction that it's not getting. I show some expression in it and I've watched the clicks go because people they don't want to read the title. They just want to see this. But this is clickbait bullshit.
Oh, wait. Then at the bottom, it says, stop, related. Ford wants everyone to stop making Bronco reservations.
What? We're out, people. No more Broncos. Stop. Ford don't make Broncos anymore. It's just the Lightning. We're just making
Wow. That is insane.
Who hired this guy to write this crap?
For your click.
No, but
you clicked on it twice in 30 seconds.
I feel like I didn't click on it twice.
You did because you went on this and then you were like, I don't like that article. Then you went back and then you came back.
Well, no, this is all the bullshit why they want it. It's on the side here. It's why they clickbait the shit out of you for this. It's so you'll
but guess what? They get money for you even looking at them.
It opens up a new window. They don't change the browser. It just opens up a new window. So they get money every time you open up new browsers. Anyways, so
Bye, Eric. Thanks for joining.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. This is the bullshit that I've been reading here lately, man. And just this, guys, you see these articles.
Talk about clickbait, man.
It's hard for me to go past those sometimes, but yeah, I see. But just don't put any faith in that shit, man. Because
Anna said he's done. He doesn't want to listen. He doesn't want to see that screen anymore.
Yeah, I am too, sir. Even though that's probably somebody in this chat's Bronco.
Probably.
It's a wild track there.
DR says, no clickbait, Dave. Only black font and Times New Roman only.
No, so funny thing about that is, so my Tacoma video, I've got a pretty popular Tacoma video up that I did a couple weeks ago. I had a picture up there. It wasn't doing anything. You know what I did? I did my expression, my wording, in a black background, and I watched shit
The numbers
spike on
go.
that one. It doesn't make sense, but what people will click is always crazy to me.
So I'm going to get on a soapbox for a second because we've talked about this with a couple of our trusted folks that we chat with from time to time. Okay. So what I don't understand, so there is a definition of clickbait. Okay. So the definition of clickbait is a picture to get someone to click on it and watch it. Okay. That is exactly what true
every thumbnail on
is,
YouTube
right?
is, yeah.
The societal definition of clickbait is you putting up something as a bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
So societally, people are saying your stuff is clickbait because as a bad thing.
Right.
But really, it's not.
Oh,
it is clickbait.
This is bait and switch at its
finest. This is bait and switch at its finest. So
yes.
I think people need to be educated on the difference between clickbait and bait and switch, because this truly is bait and switch. But clickbait is what thumbnails are supposed to be. And two, the other thing that bothers me, like something fierce, is that YouTube is free to most people unless you want to pay a premium subscription. Mm-hmm. So you click on the video and you see it. It's not for me. Okay, go away from it. What did you lose? 20 seconds of your time, 30 seconds of your time? I just don't get it. Like, I'm so over people being like, oh, these clickbaity people and all they want is for clicks and clicks and clicks and for views and whatever. And it's like,
yeah,
we're making $20, people. Like,
trust me, I'm not making. Early Bronco videos made pretty good money. They don't make anything anymore.
So I'm off my soapbox now.
Right.
I'm sorry. I just had to get that out there.
Hey, all hail the king here. But 730-20, I reserved had to change colors because antimatter blue is no more. I'm getting worn out. I can see. So that's the next thing. Okay, so 23, we know new colors. They'll have probably 2 new colors.
Yep.
They're going to retire a couple. I don't think the green's going anywhere. I think they sell way too much of that
I think so
right
too.
Now. Hopefully the hot chili pepper red moves on. I'm just not a fan of that color. I don't see any of them out though.
I think you're going to see more with the Raptors.
Maybe. So they're going to bring a couple new colors out. But now, what about like the King here, who had antimatter? He had to get a different color, and now that color that you chose, they go, oh, sorry, we don't do that color anymore. What's that going to do to this customer who may have been a lifelong customer of Ford?
Yep.
That just constantly getting kicked in the nuts and it's not Ford's fault. And I hate to keep saying that. It's just the timing of things. Trust me, they've got the Bronco scheduled out probably for 5 years of the color choices and everything they're going to do.
For sure.
This isn't something new. Like they've been planning this, but this just, man, guys like that, I feel you got to feel sorry for, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when you sit here and you're like, you fell in love. And if you were like us, we debated. Mm-hmm. We debated on videos for you guys too. Like I think it might have been a live we debated on, and we made our final on a live. But, there is an emotional attachment to the color that you do for your vehicle or whatever, for whatever reason, whether it be
when
the
you
decision we made, or
when you buy a particular vehicle like the Bronco, it definitely, there's a mindset when you buy an off-road vehicle like this, is it's how maybe you view yourself. People want to buy a hot Mustang or a Lamborghini for all that matters. It's because they have the coin to do it, and there's a look and lifestyle that they want to live. Mm-hmm. So yes, and then you get into even the color choices of it. DR said he was sad to change from antimatter blue. He was looking forward to that color, and sucks for us. I really love the Rapid Red, don't get me wrong, but probably that antimatter blue, which was not on my palette at all, after seeing them in person, that would have been my second choice for us.
After seeing them in person in the sun.
Yes.
So like we saw it at Bronco Supercell in 2021 on a gas can, I think. Yeah. I don't know if we saw it on a Bronco itself.
I don't know if they had one there or not.
I don't know if they did or not. But we saw it on a gas can and we were like, man, that's black. But it was overcast, stupid overcast. But then we saw the antimatter blue at our local dealership in the sun, and we were like, man.
Because you get a little bit of that purple to it. It's still dark blue.
It's just super pretty.
It's just the pearl in it.
I mean, manly, for those that want it to be manly. No, it's a good color. It's a good color.
What else we got going on here?
Hold on. I had a couple stars.
Here we go. I got Mike Peck. My Bronco's sitting on the lot for 2 days. Could no longer track it online. I called them. No return calls. Found it on a lot. Bought it $650 under invoice.
Wow!
Congratulations
on that.
That's a kick. I hate to say $650 under invoice, like because that used to be you could buy under invoice pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays, that's like finding the pot of gold.
Oh well, because I'll tell you, because of all the different groups I'm in, somebody posted the other day in search of. And it was like, won't pay a penny over MSRP, wants to pay under MSRP, and had all these demands on a Bronco. People were laughing at them, like, because it's like the odds of you getting it under MSRP are like crazy.
Nice.
Hold on. Sorry. So Mark King says at this point, I think anyone would be foolish to order a model year 23 unless you have nothing better to do than with your time, but wait.
I'm sure there's a few YouTube channels that are ordering them like crazy.
I'm sure.
They're really the people keeping Ford afloat.
That's it. Just that.
Yep.
So Burjohn says, I'm a dealer. My personal unit built 1/18/22. Talked with the rep. No insight why not shipped. No more chip hold. No production hold. No real answer is I received units. Built less than a month ago. That's crazy. That's where you go, did it get damaged? Right. And, you know, because they don't have to disclose these vehicles getting damaged at MAP because technically they're not, till they're shipped out, they're not you know, delivered. Right. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry, it's our son texting. Here, okay, you do this. But yeah, so it, you know, it really does make you question and go, where really is your truck? So we're hoping they find it soon for you, that it's not. Yeah, exactly. Mobile Moto, no Carfax data, because they don't have to, because it's not technically been sold yet. So you do get notice. Mobile Moto says, if they take my heated seats, we march on Dearborn. I don't blame you, Mobile Moto, because I will say, I will be honest, that until I had heated seats, I didn't understand like how much I wanted or how much I love heated seats until that actually happened. Sorry guys, I'm hearing like a family emergency happening and it's not about his mom. Did I hear what I think I heard? Yes. All right, guys, I hate to do this. I've got a medical emergency. My son, it's not his mom. My son broke his arm in 2 places. So I just got that phone call. So you've heard my time so far. Let's just keep adding to it. So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, I hate to do this, but we gotta go. Sorry, guys. Peace. See ya.